think this is good enough. Hopefully, I don't look too rough. I was just laying down, actually gonna edit some videos or like debating on editing videos. I'm in a point where it's like, I don't know. I'm in a point where it's like, I don't know if I should edit or like shouldn't edit. Cause as much like now that I've been like trying to get more accustomed to YouTube and everything, as I watch people's videos, it's like these people don't edit or don't have to edit either because they've already gained a following or just because who they are or because it comes natural to them to just have raw, watchable videos. And then it's like I'm doing that for like more of the quality of life aspect to it, that kind of thing. But more so, that's just whatever. As the title suggests, I'm just in like I don't know, I'm just not really in a state. I just kind of like always been my state for a while. It's not one I've been too transparent about, but I figured like as much as I'm gonna keep making these videos, I might as well just be transparent about everything as I've tried to be, and have been trying to be. That's why I like speak on certain topics because based on my own experience or what I've heard or seen, or just things like going around me. It's like I feel like I've gained enough understanding where I could just talk about it. Sometimes there's no issue. Sometimes I run into like a little block, as you might see in certain videos, and just stand there, sit there, whatever, wander off. But this is something I've been holding on to a while, where it's just you know, um, and I do think I think of like either just like death or like dying a bunch, like a very unhealthy amount. But like the weirdest part, I wouldn't even call it unhealthy. You know, I don't look at it. I don't look at it as something that's unnatural, as something that shouldn't be given thought. Although that thought is giving it power. That's the only part that does kind of trick me up sometimes. Comes like I know on a day-to-day basis that's not something I should be thinking about, but it is something I think about like all the time, constantly. More or so as like a option more than like a occurrence, you know, as like if this isn't gonna work out, it's like boom, or even sometimes it could be motivation as like well, if this doesn't work out, I mean, like, who cares? Like, or whatever the case may be, like, we're all gonna, unfortunately, perish at one point. So it's like, what's the biggest, you know? So we all have the same fate. So what's the big problem? If it's like we're so caught up thinking about how someone's gonna look at us for this, how this is gonna turn out, whatever. It's like we're all still gonna go out the same. So is there really a difference? Just a matter of when. And I think that when is the scariest time because either it can be predicted or it can be initiated, it can't be. For all I know, for something that I think about so often, it can happen without me actually thinking about it, without me actually making sense of it, recognizing it, realizing it, that kind of thing. Like there could be no recognition of when it happens, but it can happen. But at the same time, it's like I also think about it to the point where it's like I can make it happen, but not even like that. Cause I don't even be thinking like that all the time. But it's like occasionally that would be the thought, where it's just like so much stuff happens to where it's just you don't really want to push through. You don't even want to push through it, but like not even on no real like sad, depressed kind of like energy. It's just like I just don't, you know. Kind of like you say, you're writing your own book. That's what it is. Like life is you writing your own story for the most part. Sometimes there's already like a script to it, but majority of the time it's like you're just writing as you go, as you experience things. But at some point you just want to put that pen down and then leave it with whatever punctuation. Whether you want to put a hyphen or you want to leave it with a period, exclamation mark, question mark, whether you just stop mid sentence is like that's kind of the boat I've been riding on recently. And the only thing that's just like the only thing I'd be screaming at me to be like, you know what, that's not the boat we want to be on is the fact that other people are on that boat with me. So I feel like if I'm the one leading it, if I'm the one that goes down with it, it's not just me that's being affected by the boat sinking. It's like I'm very much aware that although the other people on the boat have their own rafts that they can go on, or their own safety harness, or whatever floaty, right? That doesn't mean they're still not gonna be affected by my decision, by the actions that I take. So that's the main thing that where I look at. I'm just like, you know what? Let me chill. Let me relax. Because I know, like, if I were to do A, B, C, they would feel, the rest of it. They would feel like they would like it would bother them. So it's something I'm just like, you know what? I don't want to think like that, but I'm gonna think like that more than I'd like to. And it's to the point where it's like it's just natural. It's just natural. It's become like an afterthought, but then it is so quick to become a regular thought. It's a reoccurring thought. It's a cycling thought. Um, but I mean, I've just been thinking about a lot recently. I've been trying to get a lot of videos out, and honestly, unfortunately, like some of them just sit there. Cause I just be thinking like, do I just throw this up there how it is raw, or do I actually try to put some time into edit? But then when I put some time to edit, it's not really gonna get seen. This might not get seen. And at the same time, it's like I'm just always like a boom or boom, just like going, conflicting with myself between one or another. Right. On one end, I don't care if a video gets seen or not, because I'm still like I know deep down I'm still trying. That's one, and two, putting out a video I think is decently solid quality. You know, so it's like regardless of whether I see the results of it, I know I still put in the effort and the work to make it what it is. I still put that video out there. That's what most people aren't gonna do. Most people aren't gonna put something out there when they know they should. So at the very least, I've already gained a step of a lot of other people. I'm just not seeing the results for it. Um, and even then, it's like as long as someone sees it, as long as one person likes it, I know at least I reached one proper person. So who really cares if it goes viral? Who cares if the whole globe sees it? The point being is, I just want to. The whole point of this in general, like I gotta reach the right people. I don't care who enjoys it. I don't care who can relate to it. If it reaches the right people, if it affects the right people, that's all I'm worried about. But at the same time, it's like I would like it. I would like to see the results for it. Considering it is something I want to be more passionate about, and I want to feel the fulfillment because it is something I do enjoy doing and would like to enjoy doing more often. Um, and just overall would reach a lot of people because the thing is, like, I know people who could benefit from it. I know people who I've had conversations with and sat down with and talked with. Whether or not I still keep up with these people, whether or not we've had multiple conversations, whether a conversation was long or not, it's like I know I'm capable of getting through to people. And every once in a while, people are capable of getting through to me, and just that's what it is. Like people make the world go around. I'm pretty sure I've said that before, or like something similar. But yeah, like there's interactions all the time. Some interactions are not really necessary. So honestly, I often try to avoid those interactions and avoid being around people I don't need to be around. I don't really have much social media now for that reason because I don't find myself getting anything from it, benefiting anything from it. Just seeing what people do with their lives, which isn't wrong with that, but just like that's where the comparison factor comes into play, where it's like, well, shoot, they doing this, I should be doing that, or I could be doing that, or I wish I was doing that, but I'm probably not. And then you could use that motivation, but honestly, it's harder to sometimes because you know that you're still doing something actively, but you just see someone else getting more rewarded for it, and that kind of you don't want to admit that it leaves a bitter taste in your mouth, but it can leave you feeling like, well, shoot, what are they figure? What are they doing and I'm not? Like, what have not figured out yet? What piece of the puzzle am I missing? And it's like right now, it's like one of the main things I'm kind of just going back and forth between it because, granted, I haven't really put my best foot out yet. I feel like I could. I feel like there's still a lot more work I could do, 100%. But it's like occasionally I would like think, and it's like I feel like it's more of a test, I feel like everything's always a test, but mainly right now it's like I feel like God's testing me. Just like when it comes to how many people I can reach with a video, and that's the test to see if it's something I want more for the how do I put it? Just give me a moment. Like whether it's like the acknowledgement or there's a word I'm looking for it. I just can't seem to get it, which is crazy. I don't know. More of like the acknowledgement or like validation. I think that's what it is. Validation. I'm looking for. Yeah, like the acknowledgement or feeling validated for what I'm doing, opposed to the genuine like yeah, just doing it for a genuine reason, doing it for its purpose rather than for my own purpose, for my own benefit, for what I can gain from it, more than what people can gain from it. And it's like it's fair, but it's not fair because on one end I do still deserve to be rewarded for my efforts, but at the same time, it's not a matter of my efforts. It's a matter of what the work I put in could do for the people. Because I can't, there's other alternatives I can go for working for myself. But I have to still like remind myself every day, like, this isn't for me. It's not for me, you know? And that's one of the main things that like do try to really keep me going. But at the same time, it's like knowing that that's my main motivator. I talked about that in like a previous video. It's like that's something I've been doing all my life now. It's like I feel like I've always done something for the next person. So like, at what point is it gonna be for me? You know? Um, and that's just like I don't know where that thought process comes from. I don't. There's a lot of things I know in life. There's a lot of things I don't. I'll tell you I don't know something all the time. Um, I try to know as much as I can, but truthfully, I just end up going in circles. And it's like some people will help you kind of figure out where to meet the end of that destination. Some people just kind of watch you loop around yourself occasionally. I try to navigate myself alone, but truthfully, it's just like I know deep down I'm gonna just keep starting all over, whether because I don't feel like I've properly done it, so I'm gonna go back and do it, or truthfully, I don't know where to go. That's kind of break me out of this cycle that I'm in. For example, like the biggest cycle I've been in recently is like a love life. You know, it's like to be fair, I've always been with people. I feel like even shortly after already had been with somebody, and the thing is, when I do that, like it's never because I didn't feel genuine emotion for the previous person. It's just more so it's like I know I could like I could be spending proper time with somebody else. You know, like this didn't work right. I don't really want to sit around just being sad or whatever. I just want to move on, go to the next person. And to be fair, like I'd be better off just spending that time by myself, worry about myself. I'm very certain. But the thing is, it's like I'm aware that I can focus on one person and myself at the same time. If I have the space to do so, I should say that, because as much as I would like to, not to set the other person needs me more, but occasionally they might, or I might feel as though they might. So instead of me provide myself the proper balance, I don't do that. I end up just looking at it as, oh, this person's problems are my problems. This person needs to get taken care of or whatever. So now I'm not actually allocating what I need to myself. I'm just double downing on them. But I just I never really seen a problem with that, even though there is a problem with that, clear as day. I'm pretty sure I also mentioned that as well. Um, but yeah, it's just like I'm just a very loving person, you could say. And the saddest part is I feel like nowadays that's not as of rewarding quality. It just isn't. It's not something that's reciprocated as often as it should. And more times than not, you will have that quality and look for someone to share it with for so long, and then you just don't run into that person. Or you feel like you might have, but wrong time maybe, not the right person. Somehow it didn't work. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm a huge lover. Like I've been in a good amount of situations, revolving relationships, but it's like at the end of the day, it's like after every relationship, I'm almost going to tell you like I just don't know what wrong. I do know, but it's like, at the same time, it's like the reason I say I don't know is because to me, I could have made a solution to that current problem, but on their side, it's like they didn't know what solution they could have made out of it, or they didn't know if they were willing to work for it, or like I said, I don't know what could have went on for them. I just know for me, it's probably not the way I would have liked it to end. You know, because I don't really believe in just getting with somebody to break up down the road, or just to date them for a couple months and then that's done. So I truthfully don't know why most situations I've had that didn't work out. Um, that's just how I look at it. Especially one. There's one situation where I was not too positive on why that didn't work. And funny enough, it's not even my most recent one. That one probably gave me the most clarity, the main thing. Um, and it does still oftentimes leave like a dissatisfying feeling or just kind of like distasteful one, because for how long it lasted or for how much I feel like I invested with that person, or for how sideways things went. And the only like the main hurtful factor of that one is simply because like it's simply because yeah, I just feel like it could have worked, but I don't know what she felt. Well, I feel like I should know what she felt because how long we were together. But I know what I felt, and it wasn't good all the time. And maybe the problem is I didn't confess that emotion with her as much as I should have. Um, I definitely should have. Definitely probably should have been as clear as day and just be like, what you're doing is some load of BS, or it's just not okay. It's just not something I want to work with. But at the end of the day, I'm just not that. I guess I'm not that direct as I should be, because I'm more so just worried about like ways to fix something rather than like what the problem may be. Maybe that's my issue. Is I can oftentimes just be worried about the solution more so the side effects of it. The side effects, like what the problem is actually doing, or I'll be so quick to find a solution that I'm not actually solving the deeper issue here. Like the deeper issue is the fact that regardless of whether I find a solution now, it's like this problem is still gonna sit there somewhere because it hasn't properly been dealt with and pushed away. It's like when you forgive somebody for something, but you don't forget about it. It's like you realize like the only way to let this go is if you feel as if it's gone and if you can come to terms with it. But you know it's always gonna sit there with you some way or another. And that was my biggest issue, is because like regardless of whether or not I wanted to keep pushing and just deal with a lot of stuff and just try to make a lot of stuff happen, that resentment was gonna just keep doing this. Because as much as I can find a solution to these problems are never gonna truly go. Because somewhere either that emotion stays, or somewhere I know that problem is gonna come back up somewhere or another, because you aren't changing at the rate that I wish you were. And like I said, as much as you could pin those kind of problems on like the other person, I know deep down it's like there's still some things that I could be accountable for, and that being one of them. Like I feel like I honestly could have let it go. Not even like the problems with the relationship could have gone a lot sooner, and I didn't have to. I don't know. I didn't have to let it work out or try to make it work out for as long as I was trying to. But I did, because I try to like almost all my relationships. It's like if I feel like we can keep going, we'll always keep going. Because at that point, if we aren't willing to keep going, why did we get together in the first place? What's the point? What is the point of us dating or putting a label on some shit that we never actually wanted to make work and invest into? Why do that? It's the point of getting with somebody being sneaky. It's the point of getting with somebody cheating. Like these things don't make sense, you know. But yet they still take place. Yet some way, somehow, people are still going to make it make sense to them, normalize it, and just, or possibly act like it's nothing. That's not nothing. You know it's not nothing. You know it means something. But I don't know. Like I was saying though, about that one individual, there is one person where I feel like that could have worked. All right, so I mean, we both know why it probably didn't. Things happen. That's just the easiest way to go about it. Things happen. But if you were to ask me, it's like that's the one person I want things to be retouched on, but like in a better way, like in a much better way. If things aren't, then that's simply just if like things are meant to work out that way, then I would appreciate if they were. Because I don't really feel like that one had an ending to it. I just feel like it was more. It was assumed that it had to be ended, but it didn't have to be. Like it just didn't have to be. It's like a thing like this. Like you have a song playing. You know how songs play And then you get to that point in a song where it's like you think it's over, or like with a video you think it's over, and then the whole time like there's actually more to it, but you just didn't stay for that part because you probably didn't know that part existed. I feel like that's kind of how it is. Like a song that had more to it, but you cut it off a lot sooner because you didn't think that any more had to be added, that there wasn't anything left to remain or build on our ads. You feel like they already said enough, so why are they still here? Why are we still watching this play out? I feel like that's kind of what it was, or it feels like. It's like, yeah, it was kind of cut short for assumed reasons. When deep down, there was still a lot to make happen, and probably a lot more to build on. Do I know that? No. Probably won't ever fully know that. I mean, it's in the past, so I'm like, who really cares? But I'm aware that those feelings are still relatively prominent. And I definitely think about it occasionally. Like it's just something that means something to me. Um, in a real way though. In a real way. So, but I mean, hey, life, like that's my thing. Life happens, and life is just gonna work out. I feel like it should work, but yeah, I just like I said, I was editing. I wasn't even really planning on recording today, or I don't know when I'm planning on recording. Definitely not right now though. But it's just a feeling that I just know I have to kind of catch it while it's there, because I don't know when it's gonna be there, or I don't know when I'm gonna be able to feel it and then want to speak on it at the same time. Because I don't, when I feel that, I don't even want to say nothing. I don't even want to be around people. I just want to kind of let it do its thing. It's gonna come, it's gonna go, sleep it away. Don't even care about it. Don't really give too much mind. Don't give too much power. But I know it's gonna come back up anyway. So the main thing I'm like, that's my thing. Like the main thing I'm gonna do if I know it's gonna keep showing up is I'm always make it work for me at that point. Like I said, like if it's something I'm gonna think about so often, I might always make it work for me. No point in thinking about it, but like yeah, there's no point in thinking about it and then getting sad over it, getting overwhelmed with it, thinking to act on it when truthfully it's like I don't want that for myself. I don't want that for myself. I just want what I'm doing to feel like I'm doing it right. But life can get so complicated and get so heavy at times where it's like you don't even know what you're doing is right or if it's worth it or if you you just don't know. Because there's so many ways to live and that's another thing too. It's like with this editing, YouTube shit, whatever. It's like I be wanting to like sit there and think like, yeah, let me watch all these videos. I'm doing a lot of stuff wrong. Let me watch all these videos to really teach me and guide me. But truthfully, it's like at the same time I realize none of it matters. Cause think about it, it's like I'm gonna watch one YouTube video that's like edited all nicely, whatever the case may be. That it could just be jam packed with like a bunch of stuff that people would assume a nice productive video is, produced video, right? And then you're gonna watch something that has none of that, but still meets the same amount of views and people wanting to like enjoy the video and watch the video. So it's just like, okay. So clearly what you're saying, it does work. But at the same time, it also doesn't work if people can still do their thing without it. So it's like at the end of the day, there's a lot of ways to live life. There's a lot of ways to make things happen. So why would I be so caught up trying to make one thing out of just one thing out of some shit that can make a bunch of stuff like who really like clay. It's like clay. I'm over here to worry about how to make a pot when I can just make a vase. I can make anything I want to out of clay. Anything. Or even the ball itself. Like you look at a ball of clay and you think, oh, that's nothing. You haven't done anything with that yet. What if that's all it needs to be? All it has to be is a ball. I'm just talking right now, but it's just like it'll make sense if it makes sense. If it doesn't, I don't really know how to explain it. But it's like, truthfully, it's like you think you have to do something with that, but it's like you probably don't. But it's the fact that you could or that you want to, which is kind of leap out at you a lot of times. Same with me. Like there be times where I'm just thinking about some shit. I'm just like, I don't even have to do anything with that. I don't have to push that. I don't have to pursue that. I don't have to act on it. But I would like to. I would very much like to. There's times where I just think about whether she was texting somebody some shit that I know deep down I probably feel that. But at the same time, it's just like, I'm not gonna do that though. It's like it's just no point.